Hey, what is up YouTube? It is Matty, and I am changing things up a little bit. So before I had a series called Farming and Understanding Town Hall 8. So what I've decided to do would be a better thing to sort of split war and normal farming down, a bit like I've done on my main, sort of my Town Hall 9 account. So what I wanted to do with this video is really start highlighting some of the war attacks that mainly that I'm doing, but also that some of the other clan members are doing as well. But if you look at the war just gone, this is ridiculous. I mean, this is the Trials clan, so just where we can test at war and get yeah, let people experiment, that sort of thing. Even attack without heroes, you know, just to chill. And we've got 87 out of 90 stars. That is insane. Yeah, but I wanted to show my attacks that I did this war, because they're against, believe it or not, Town Hall 9s. So yeah, this was a really a really interesting war for me. Now it's important to know a couple of things. Firstly, their clan castle was not full at all. It was only 10 out of 25, which does make a difference. It's not I could have dealt with whatever came out of the clan castle, but I knew that it was 10 out of 25 because you can scout a base and see that it's only got that many troops in, and it doesn't have a queen. Now they're pretty new to Town Hall 9, so that's why it was quite easy for me to do what I wanted to do. So what I'm going to do is replay this video and show you what I did. But essentially, if I can identify a couple of the giant bombs, get the CC lore. Now the CC lore on this base was really easy, just needed to drop a giant sort of in line with the arch tower or wizard tower to get the full CC pull. I think I pulled up to the builder hut at the top, killed them there, and then just literally hogged the rest of the base. So let's click replay and have a look. Now hogs are really overpowered. You can see I've only bought 6 barbs and 6 wizards, so I'm not trying to do anything fancy. I'm trying to kill the CC very minimally with maybe 1 or 2 wizards, and then use 4 wizards for cleanup, but then like 38 hogs in the raid with 3 heal spells. So a very hog heavy attack. You see my single giant there got this full CC pull. If it was 25 space, I think I'd have had to use 2, which again, not a problem. But here it comes. Look, the barb I put up top is luring the CC up there. So now what I'm going to do is spread the barbs over it. A couple of wizards as well. I think at this point I realised that was a bad idea and threw my king in anyway. But it's a shame I dropped the hog straight onto it. 2 outside spring traps. So clearly I didn't know they were there. But what it did mean is, once my hogs were in the base, which is now, look, I just needed to place the heal spells to keep them alive through the tricky bits of the base, mainly the splash damage. So the wizard towers is where you want them to survive if there's no giant bombs inside. And then at this point now you can see I'm dropping wizards around already to start cleaning up, and the hogs are just congregating down the bottom, and there's so many left. They've got this base has got absolutely no chance. They're already on defenses. Sorry, they're already on cleanup duty. So yeah, this base, I think it had like a minute and a half left on the clock or something stupid. Look at the giant bomb locations. So yeah, ultimately this is me just wrecking completely awful base designs. But to be honest, it just the way it fell. You know, there wasn't many Town Hall 8s in this war, so I couldn't do it versus a Town Hall 8. And just the fact that it didn't have a queen, I was like, oh, go on then, I'll just take this base down. It saves one of my other Town Hall 9s having to worry about this base when they could be focusing on something harder. So I took one for I was trying to take one for the team and just get rid of it. But yeah, shocking bad base, similar to the next one, to be honest. So this war video as well. Now let's have a look. So it's going to be a similar army comp, but this one, the base design is better. I mean, I'm not saying it's a good base design, I'm just saying it's better than the other one. Only 5 troops in the CC, ridiculous. Now what I liked about this is that I could try and kill the king before I drop my hogs in. I think I made a bit of a mistake at the bottom. I meant to drop about 4 or 5 hogs in onto that cannon, and then the hogs are supposed to trip. I think 'cause there was definitely a giant bomb each side of the cannon, so I was hoping I'd get a single trip and then I could just drop the rest. So it didn't plan out, but me knowing how many trips were in the CC and the base itself looked pretty bad, so I did mess it up, but the mess up wasn't that bad. You see 4 or 5 hogs in now, both skelly traps turned out. Now the cannon didn't, did it go down? No, the cannon didn't even go down, so I'd already wasted 5 hogs here. So I was trying to pull these skelly traps away a little bit, sent in an extra couple of hogs to try and then they landed straight on a spring trap. So really poor start to the raid from me. So I wasn't too impressed with that, so I was like, this is ridiculous. So I sort of carried on begrudgingly at this point and lured the CC up to the top and the skelly traps, dropped some barbs down, dropped my king down, and at this point I can kill the king as well, so I'm happy. So all I need to do now, see, I dropped a heal spell down the bottom, and I was just hoping that my hogs would survive the giant bombs and that I could carry on. And you can see I'm getting wrecked by spring traps as well. So now I just dropped the last 2 heal spells to just really try and help my hogs in the core, in the that are going towards the expos, and just trying to keep them alive. I saw that the right side was a bit weaker, so I dropped my CC hogs there, just really trying to help them out and take down the expo and that sort of thing. And you can see now that I'm dropping the wizards around the base to help with the cleanup. The hogs are moving around. I think there's too many for anything to really stop them. There's no splash damage left, so, other than the mortar. But they're too quick for the mortar most of the time. The expo is going to be the real burden, but it's very soon going to be the last defense and therefore targeted. Here we go, and you can see I've got about 10 or 11 hogs there. Boom, expo done. Dropping a couple of wizards around the base. I didn't have as many. Well, I had a few, and the fact that the hogs are still alive always helps, because they went round to help with the cleanup as well. And yeah, the raid itself went. I mean, for a bad start, we all have bad starts. The plan just didn't work as to what I was trying to do. Did I even need to do it? That sort of plan, I don't know. I thought there might have been double giant bombs there, which is why I was so sort of keen to try and get them or trigger them. But as soon as the Teslas popped up, it sort of changed that anyway. And the Teslas popping up actually meant that they put so much damage on the hogs that they weren't able to do what they were meant to do. So the raid changed in front of me within a few seconds, but it happens. You know, you can't be perfect or predict everything all the time. So anyway, this raid, these couple of videos will just go to show. Now, it's more difficult if there's a queen involved, because queens can do serious damage to hogs, because they're so quick at firing, and they can, the kings take a lot longer. So the queen's normally the main threat in any hog raid, and you want to take her down. So here's what I'll say: if you had this base and the queen was accessible, like she was where the king is, or you could get to her one way or the other, or she naturally jumped over the both walls at some point. You know, if there's a way that you can just drop your king on her, if you can drop some troops to just get the job done, get her dead, and then you can carry on with the raid as if it wasn't a Town Hall 9 sort of thing. But you just need to be aware of double giant bombs position. So base 25 that I took down, look at it. No space for giant bombs. It actually transpired that all 4 giant bombs are on the outside, which is just awful. But that's very rare. So a lot of times you'll find bases like this where the giant bombs are there, but you can get to them. So if I really thought there were double giant bombs there, I really wanted to try and take them down, I could have dropped 6 or 7 hogs on the first bit and really made sure I got that cannon dead, and then anything dead thereafter, in terms of the giant bombs. So you can take down Town Hall 9s at a Town Hall 8 with hogs. It just, there's a couple of factors, and they have to be pretty low level Town Hall 9s to be fair. But I just wanted to highlight this video, that it can be done. And yeah, hogs OP. Well, hogs are just crazy powerful, especially at Town Hall 8 when you can get them to level 4. So hope you enjoyed watching this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.